Well, we just woke up, and this is the notification that I woke up to. It claims that it's snowing or has snowed, so I'm super excited and can't wait to go outside and see if it actually has. Is it snowing?
Babe, there's snow.
Did you see it?
I did see it. You want me to show you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, where?
Snow.
Oh my god. This is not what I consider to be snow. Let's do this thing. We are headed to breakfast at this place called the Breakfast Club. And then, like I said, we're headed to Schonbrunn Palace. And then I think there's the Belvedere Palace. So today is all about the palaces. We have a 10 a.m. tour at this first palace. And it has over 40 rooms that we can see. But unfortunately we can't video or photograph in there, so that kind of stinks. So I'll have to insert some photos afterwards. But I'm excited, and hopefully there will be some actual snow on the ground and not just ice like Taylor showed you.
That, my friends, is officially snow.
No, I'm still not buying it. I want to see heaps and heaps. I want to be able to do a snow angel in it. Also, I've decided I really need a translator. I really need someone to help me say the words of all of these places we're going to, because I feel like I mispronounce every single one of them. So if I find out the right way to say this palace, I will let you know. But for me, it's Schonbrunn.
That can't be right. So the Breakfast Club is right behind Janella right now. It is closed until the beginning of the new year. So we're going to go to Volpinchen, which is the place that we grabbed lunch from yesterday. But we've heard they have good breakfast too.
We got there right in time. Everyone's in there now. You had to have reservations, but we got there probably right when it opened. There was only 2 tables in there. We each got the sweet grandma, which was a croissant, a roll, butter, jam, honey. I got their take on a cappuccino, which was called the melange, I believe. I didn't notice anything different. It was really good, actually. An apple juice. And Taylor got us 2 apple tarts. It's delicious. Now we are headed to the U-Bahn, which is Austria's subway system, to figure out how to get to the palace. Some facts that I've learned about the Schonbrunn Palace before we get there. It is the main summer residence of the Habsburg rulers. Habsburg rulers. Do we know who those people are?
No.
Gotta find out some more information about them first. Also, it has 1,441 rooms. That's a little excessive.
How many are we going to see?
And we're only going to see 40, which I thought was a lot. You could do, there was like 2 levels of tours, and one was to see like 20 rooms and one was to see 40, and Taylor decided, why don't we just go for it and see the full 40? So that is what we're gonna do. I have no idea how long it's going to take us, but I'm excited because they're going to be all ornately designed, which is my favorite. And Franz Joseph, who was the longest reigning emperor in Austria, was born and died in that palace. And the last fun fact that I know right now, I might find some out later, is that it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Do you know what that actually means?
I think UNESCO is just an organization that is
Funds them?
tasked with preserving all of these important historical cool sites.
That makes sense. I'm sure the number one rule is no drone flying. So as you can imagine, we did not bring the drone because there's not a single place that I could think of in our itinerary where he would be allowed to fly it.
Except for Neuschwanstein Castle.
No, that's the definite no.
That's where I really wanted to fly it.
It specifically said no drones.
Tickets acquired.
One full day pass for 16 euros.
Going that way.
Going that way. Schonbrunn, and there were so many people around, and I ran straight clear into a barrier. Like, I just walked right into it and I injured myself, and I tried to laugh it off because I didn't want to seem like I was embarrassed, but it hurt really bad, and I'm trying to recover from that. And Taylor didn't warn me, but it's fine.
If I could tell you guys how many times I have walked into tree branches, tree stumps, anything high,
I'm just focused
because Janella has failed to notify me of that.
Okay, well, I injured, like, it really, that's fine. Anyway, we're at the palace here. We're about to walk through the gates, and I think we can get to skip the line, and we get to go in from 10 to 10:15. It's 9:30 right now, so maybe we'll just walk around for a little bit and then get inside. Of the U-Bahn earlier that we just talked about, it was super easy to figure out. We just Googled how to get to the Schonbrunn Palace. It told us to take the U4 green line, and so you just literally follow the sign just like you would in London for the tube, and it has a little U sign at the top of the stairs, and you go down to the subway system, and it has only 6 lines, so it's not complicated at all, and they're color-coded, kind of like the tube, but they're literally called U1, U2, U3, all the way to U6. And I think that we might take another line back because we're going to go to a different palace, but I feel like it won't be a problem. It'll be super easy. It'll tell us when to change. The platforms are right next to each other, so you just get off one, like U6, and then you can jump on the U2 really fast. So would highly recommend using the transportation system here, as it seems super reliable, super quick. The trains were coming every 2 minutes, I think, and really clean. It was nice and super easy to use, except watch out for the barriers because they're in unexpected places.
To put the size of this building into perspective, this has 1,400 rooms, and the Palace of Versailles, which is the largest building I can think of, only has 700. We have to pack away the camera, store our backpack in the cloakroom, and then we will pick you guys up after we tour.
Later, and we are done with that tour.
I am so confused. I have no idea who anybody in the Austrian royal family is.
And I do, and I'm trying to explain it. But the thing is, I don't exactly know why certain members of the Habsburg dynasty were important. So the three people that kept talking about was Maria Theresa, Franz Joseph I, and his wife Elizabeth. I think that I have the family tree correct in my mind. So first was Maria Theresa. There's some people above Maria Theresa. I don't know why she was so important and why they kept talking about her to begin with.
She was the daughter of Charles VI, I think.
And she and her husband, Franz Stephen, had 16 children, 11 daughters and 5 sons, and one of the famous daughters was Marie Antoinette. Okay, that made a connection, we got that. And then they kept talking about this Franz Joseph I, and we learned more about that. He was the great-great-grandson of Maria Theresa, and I think he was important because he was the longest reigning monarch of the Habsburg dynasty for 60 years until he died, and then he was born and died in the palace behind us. I think that's why he's important. And he was married to Elizabeth, who was believed to be the most beautiful woman of her time. And yeah,
I need a family tree. We've looked at probably a dozen family trees and I still don't know who is who.
The rooms were Perfecto and what I wanted. There was 40 rooms, you got a free audio guide, and it told you what each room was either used by Maria Theresa or Franz Joseph for, and they were really ornate. We are currently headed to the gardens behind the palace, and that is free, which is great. It looks massive, so let's see if we can get lost in here. Oh look, we're climbing up another hill and I'm winded already. Do we think the royalty walked themselves up here? Do we think they took the horse and carriage and made somebody else take them up here? I think so. All right, we are all done with the Schonbrunn Palace. I'm just kidding. How do they say it? Schonbrunn.
Schonbrunn.
Schonbrunn Palace. And now we're headed to another palace. Today is Palace Day. We are headed to the Belvedere Palace. I wonder if that's where the drink comes from. Figure that out. Isn't Belvedere a brand of alcohol?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Anyway, we do not plan on going inside this one because I read that it's just a museum now, so we already know I don't want to do that. So we're just gonna check it out. I think there's an upper and a lower part. There's probably gardens. It is a little out of the way though, but since we have that 24-hour Vienna card, we are gonna take the U4 somewhere and then get off of it and take the
S2.
And take the S2. So I believe those are the trams, the above ground trams. So hopefully our card works on those as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy our videos and want to see more, make sure to hit the red subscribe button in the bottom right corner of the screen now. It really helps us out and we would love to continue to share our adventures with you.